How you doing, man?
The pressure on each man to perform Thursday is evident, but it's the profound changes in America's political climate from 2020 which could be a deciding factor in the Trump-Biden debate.
2020, Biden successfully and effectively made the election a referendum on Trump's leadership. This time, he's trying to make it a referendum on Trump again. Do you really want this guy back in office? And Trump is trying to make it a referendum on Biden's record.
Two seismic events since the 2020 debates. The January 6th insurrection, which Donald Trump is accused of inciting and which he denies. And Trump is now a convicted felon, found guilty of falsifying business records in his hush money trial, something President Biden might be under pressure to highlight more at the debate.
Thus far, the issue of his felony conviction doesn't seem to have moved voters in one direction or the other.
In 2020, analysts say American voters were looking for a leader who could manage them out of crises, including one the likes of which they'd never seen before.
We were in the middle of COVID, and that was the centerpiece of the conversation in 2020.
Also in 2020, the Black Lives Matter protests were raging across the country following the murder of George Floyd by a Minneapolis police officer. Unemployment in America surged at the beginning of the pandemic in 2020, a dynamic that has completely turned around as we head into this debate. But analysts say President Biden could be hounded by another economic factor that's different from 2020.
The issue that is really plaguing him and is frustrating voters overall is the cost of stuff. Inflation has been a factor.
Another enormous political and social sea change from 2020 stems from an event that occurred in late June of 2022.
Roe v. Wade was overturned by the Supreme Court by judges that former President Trump largely picked. It was a key promise of his, and that's proven to be an unpopular decision, according to polling on both sides, and has hurt Republicans in a lot of different elections.
And an evolutionary change from 2020, the steady drumbeat of voters' concerns over the candidates' ages. Joe Biden, at 81, is the oldest president in American history. If Trump wins, he'll be the oldest president ever at a swearing-in at age 78. Both men facing escalating criticisms for memory lapses, mistaken identity references, and other worrisome signs.
Both sides are trying to exploit that, and both sides also know, particularly on the Biden side, I feel like they understand that it's a key vulnerability that they're having to deal with.